Hello everyone, and welcome back to another week of By the Horns. Today we have another special edition as we are previewing the Omaha volleyball team. With me today I have head coach Matt Buttermore. Thank you for joining us today, Coach.
Glad to be here.
So obviously we are a little ways out from the first game of the season, which your schedule did come out recently. You guys get to kick off your season in Denver, January 31st. But to leave where you guys left off, you and your team haven't played a real game necessarily in a full year. Your spring season was kind of getting to going when everyone had to head home. How did you and the coaching staff and the team find ways to still connect and ultimately find ways to get better off the court?
Same way a lot of people, obviously, over Zoom and things like that. We did some video studies, so we have access to video from all over the world. So we were able to do some video studies by position. We read a book together, and so we just found kind of creative ways to stay connected until we got going again in the summer.
During quarantine, the athletic department held a fun little activity where they shared letters from home from athletes, and I got to read one from Erin Williams, a sophomore DS on the team, and she had mentioned something about a challenge you and your coaching staff had placed on the team last spring, where at each practice they were working hard to receive a new puzzle piece. Tell me a little bit more about this challenge and what that means.
Yeah, so our goal every year is to make the NCAA tournament. So we've cut the NCAA blue circle logo up into puzzle pieces. Our assistants have, and we go over practice every day when we're done. And was this a practice that got us one step closer to the NCAA tournament? If not, we don't get the puzzle piece. If it was, then we add it to the board, and we're slowly kind of building a nice blue NCAA logo. So,
is that something you guys have carried over into the fall and into the spring season?
Yeah, because we had just started it, so and then we kind of started again, then we stopped, and so on and so forth. So we've had a good stretch of practices here, and so we've been able to keep building on that blue dot.
Right, so as I'd mentioned, you guys start the season off straight into Summit League play as of right now. No preseason or non-conference games this year. Is that something you guys are looking to change or adding before jumping straight into games that matter?
Yeah, we're looking at adding some matches. Our first weekend before that Denver match, we can play matches that weekend, and then we have a bye weekend in our conference schedule. So we are in talks, nothing we can kind of announce publicly yet, but we have some teams kind of penciled in and waiting to see on some things on both our ends to make sure we can make that work, but looking to fill it up.
Opening game, you guys do face Denver. They've kind of had Omaha's number for the past few years, and not to mention that was the last opponent you faced, also it being the Summit League final. How are you guys prepping for going into that first match, not only it being Denver, but kind of the first match with a new team for the first time in a year?
Right now we're just focused on us. I mean, we haven't even really thought about who we're playing or anything like that. So, on the things we need to get better at, working on our values. We missed what's usually kind of a big training and getting used to things session in the spring. So we're just trying to fill that in here in the fall, and we'll start thinking a little more about that in the winter. But yeah, that's going to be a big match. I don't know if we've ever won there, to be honest. So that's a monkey we definitely need to get off our back at some point.
Yeah, and the next game you guys get to host UMKC. The Roos of Kansas City join the Summit League this year. The program hasn't faced Kansas City regularly in the past few years. Is it something you guys are excited to prepare for, a new opponent and matchup in the league this year?
Yeah, we played them my first spring tournament here. We were down at their facility playing in a big college spring tournament. So they're talented. They always have talent. They can recruit the Kansas City area, and frankly, I didn't see them a whole lot last year. So I don't know. Again, we haven't looked at them yet, so I don't know what they have coming back. But they're well coached, and they're going to be a challenge for sure. But it's fun to have a team, right in Kansas City. We can pop down and play, and they can pop up and play us, and it'll be a fun back and forth there, I think.
Right, so speaking of some new additions, you added 5 new freshmen to the team this year. I mean, any other season or year, they would have a season under their belt by now. Obviously, these are different times, but how do you think they have adjusted and acclimated to new program and really just gelling with the rest of the team?
It's been such a weird year. People are in practice, they're not in practice, so I think everybody's got a little bit of a freshman year thing going on right now because we're just trying to figure some things out. So, that being said, I think they've done great. I mean, their first semester of college was in the middle of a pandemic, so that couldn't have been as fun as maybe some other people's first semester of college was, and so nothing's been normal for them. So I think they've handled it well.
Yeah, and ultimately, what has been the message to the team this fall to keep them motivated and energized when at times it was hard to know what the spring was going to look like or if there was going to be a season?
Well, why do we want to play? Why are we here? Ultimately, it can't just be about wins and losses. So, why do you love volleyball? Are you playing for your teammates? Are you playing for the love of the game? And if so, it's no big deal. We're just going to keep playing and trying to get better together. So, and then, as the season pieced together a little bit, now we have something to look forward to as well. So, I think those are the two main things.
Right. Well, we are impatiently waiting for some live sports around here, and we can't wait for some Omaha volleyball. Thank you again for joining us this week. Best of luck to you and your team the rest of this year and into next season.
Thank you.